Hey guys, and welcome to my first lesson video for my Java tutorial series. I am assuming that you have already installed Java and Eclipse, so I will not go into any of that for here. If you have not, do check out my first two videos named appropriately. Um, Also, before I get into the actual uh, lesson, I want to give a brief overview of the Java programming language. So, the Java programming language was developed in 1991 by a group of computer scientists led by James Gosling and Patrick Naughton. Java was designed to be simple so that it may be used by many kinds of technology. Since then, Java has grown immensely to become one of the most popular programming languages worldwide. It is known as a high-level language, as opposed to machine code. Machine code is represented by numbers that the computer can understand. A high-level language consists of words, commonly English, that represent instructions for the computer. They allow you to describe tasks at a higher conceptual level than machine code. An important note, though, is that you need a compiler in order to run machine code. That's where Eclipse comes in. It compiles our high-level code into machine code for the computer to understand. Also, Java is 100% portable, meaning that one program written in Java will run the same way on any kind of computer, whether that machine is running Windows, Linux, or Mac OS, to name a few. Although Java was designed to be simple, that does not necessarily imply that it was designed with students in mind. There are strict technical details that must be adhered to, always. Let's take a look at the most basic structure of a Java program using the Hello World example. Now, Hello World is the most basic, and I'm pretty sure it's the first lesson for most, if not all, programming languages. First things first, though, we need to open up Eclipse and select your workspace, and then just wait for it to load up. So I'm not going to get into this, as I had said with the installing Eclipse. I'll close that and open up our workspace. Now, in order to actually do anything, we need to create a Java project. So you could go the drop down here, Java project, or File New, Java project. I'm going to name this one Java Tutorial Project, and I'm going to keep everything as default. So in here we have our src folder, which is our source folder. This is going to contain all of our code. And we have the JRE system library, which is just the Java library. It has all of the Java it has all the Java code that we'll be using. Next, we're going to want to create a class. A class is simply a document that contains your code. So I'm going to call this one Hello Printer. Note that these cannot contain spaces and that they should start with a capital letter. That way you can differentiate between classes and functions. It says the use of the default package is discouraged. That's okay, we're not really doing anything complex, so that should be fine. We'll leave the modifier as public, just because we don't need to play around with any of these. I'm not going to get into those, however. And then check off public static void main. All Java programs need one of these, because anything inside here gets processed first. We've only got one thing, so it's going to go inside here. So here we have class, our class Hello Printer, our function we selected, and then inside here we're going to want to write this statement. A statement is just one line of Java code. System.out.println, which is print line, and then hello world. Enter. So if we go ahead and run this, I have selected an autosave option just because I don't feel like having to do Control S and running each time. And if we run it out here in this console, we'll see hello world. Alright, well, how exactly does that happen? Here we are. We have our statement, but each part of the statement is significant. System.out means that whatever comes after that in that line is output. Print line means it's going to print some line of text to this console. Only one line though. And then whatever's inside the parentheses is what actually gets printed out. Notice the quotes though. The quotes mean that whatever is in here gets interpreted as what it is instead of looking for some hidden meaning. So if you've taken an algebra class and you frequently use x as a variable, variables are also used in Java. We'll get into those more later. However, I just want to introduce the concept of using quotation marks to keep things the way they are. So if you're confused with that, just leave me a comment and I'll try to explain it a bit better. But for now, we'll just move on with just this line. At the end, you'll see the semicolon. Each statement must have a semicolon. A semicolon tells the computer that it's done with this line, move on to the next one. However, we don't have anything, we just have this close brace. Alright, so a close brace stops whatever function it was part of, which would be this one. Alright, so it stops it, and then goes to the next one. We only have a close brace, so it'll stop the class, and the program's done. Note that classes and functions always start with an open brace. They always end with a close brace. If you ever get confused and you can't really remember how many open and closed braces you have, count up all the open braces, count up all the open braces and count up all the closed braces. If they match up, you're good to go. If they don't, see where you went wrong. So that's it for today's lesson with the Hello World, and congratulations, you have done your first Java program. Remember to like and subscribe if you found anything useful, and as I said before, leave me a comment if you are confused. Do not hesitate to ask questions, otherwise you'll never learn and nothing will get done. So that is it for today, and I'll see you all later.